Thanks for joining us, Assemblyman Dendekker.
Thank you for having me.
And obviously tomorrow's a big day. The governor's going to make his state of the state, lay out his top priorities and goals for the year. We're also talking to lawmakers like you tonight about your top goals. So what would you say is at the top of your list for 2014?
Well, the top of my list right now, obviously, the governor has mentioned the state is in very good fiscal shape. We have a $2 billion surplus. So I'm very excited about seeing credits given back to renters, a renter's tax credit, which is a bill that I am one of the co-sponsors of that actually we were doing in the Assembly first, but the governor wants to implement it in the budget, and I would be very excited to see that happen. I'm also very excited about the estate tax reform. I think for too long New Yorkers have been unfortunately passing away, and when their estates are coming due, when they're as low as $1 million, which in the city of New York is not a lot, the tax burden has been dramatic, and it's a death tax. There's no reason for it. The federal government is at $5.25 million, and we should be there too. Of course, as you know, we're very excited about our new mayor in the city of New York. A great mayor, a good progressive agenda, universal pre-K, something we wholeheartedly in the Assembly believe. To ask the wealthiest of New Yorkers to pay a little bit more to help make that a reality is not a lot to ask in this day and age.
And now that's an interesting issue because the governor has indicated that maybe you don't need that tax hike on the wealthiest New Yorkers, and maybe that's going to set up a conflict between the mayor and the governor. Do you think we need that tax hike? Or?
I don't know if it's going to create a conflict or not.
Okay.
I can say, I can't speak for my colleagues, I'll only speak for myself. I think a dedicated revenue stream is the correct way to go to ensure that every student in the city of New York will have universal pre-K and also fund after-school programs. I think it's got to be a top priority.
Sure.
And I would hope that the Assembly would make that its first bill this year. I think that would be a great message of support to the mayor and also to support the children of the city of New York. And got to remember, too, we're not asking the state to give us the money. All the city of New York is asking the state to do is to give us the ability to raise our own funds, which we do every year for many localities throughout the state, give them the ability to collect their sales tax or to alter their local sales tax as they feel necessary.
Sure. And so we've talked about tax cuts, we've talked about pre-K. What do you think is another big issue, apart from your top issues this year?
Well, you know, I've heard a lot of discussion on many bills that I currently co-sponsor. Medical marijuana is a bill I've co-sponsored with Dick Godfrey for quite some time. There's been talk that the governor would like to do that as part of an executive order and have it a little bit more limited. You know, I believe in baby steps. If the governor would like to go in that direction, I could see heading that way. Ultimately, though, I think we need to get to full medical marijuana. My brother passed away from cancer, and he really could have used it in the pain that he was suffering and the issues that he was having when he was going through his chemotherapy. Unfortunately, it wasn't available at that time. I don't see why some of my fellow New Yorkers have to go through that when it's being done in other states already. As you know, Colorado has completely legalized marijuana, and there's a bill to do that too, and I would probably be very interested in thinking about that bill also.
Sure. Though it seems like the governor would not be so interested in that bill.
Probably, you know, I can't say what his positions are going to be. He has indicated at least a step toward medical marijuana in a limited capacity. And again, maybe that's where we need to go first. Maybe we need to get the movement moving into a direction and then see where we end up in the long run.
Assemblyman, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
And
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
We love city and state.
That's what we like to hear.